Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to each one of you for the virtual session of science. I hope you all are doing very well, children, and very much hopeful you all have taken down all the important points discussed in the previous session for this chapter, time and motion. So let us continue with the chapter time and motion. What are we going to learn in this session? Let us see. As we have learned distance time graph in the Zoom session, you all know how to make a graph on distance and time. When you plot points with the help of the readings given to you for distance and time, you get a straight line. You have done that in the Zoom session. So let us see how can we interpret data from the graph. Suppose you have a distance time graph and you will get different types of line on a graph paper. What does that mean to you? So let us see. As you have the concept of distance time graph with you, you know you have drawn distance time graph, you have done plotting of the points taking distance and time on the x and the y axis, and then you got a graph. Let us see how are you going to interpret with different slopes and with different types of lines which you get on a graph paper. So please do write this, make a table, shape of the graph, interpretation. So if the shape of the graph you get a straight line, the object has a uniform or constant speed. That means the object is in uniform motion. Whereas if you have parallel to time axis, that means time axis you have taken on the x axis and the line goes parallel to the time axis. That means the object is stationary, the object is not moving, it is not covering any distance because it is parallel to x axis. That means there is no time gap covered. That means that object is not moving at all. That's why no time gap covered. That's why you get the parallel line to the time axis. I hope this is clear with you all, children. Then when you have a curved shape, what that curved shaped interpretation? The object has a non-uniform speed. That means the object is not in a uniform speed. At a given time it is covering unequal distances. So at a fixed if you have a fixed time interval and the distance is covered is different at different time gap, those motion, as you all know, non-uniform motion or non-uniform speed. So in such cases the graph will be a curved shape or it will be of any shape, but it will not be a straight line. I hope this graph interpretation is very clear with you all. So let us go for next to find the speed of the distance time graph. Now let us find the speed of the distance time graph. First of all, you will write the formula. Speed is equal to distance upon time. So what is distance? How are you going to take the distance of an object? You will see the final position of the object minus the initial position of the object upon time taken by object. Please take down this in your notebook, take down this formula. So let us see. The speed of the distance time graph can be calculated by the slope of a graph. That means by looking at the graph, you can interpret you will interpret the movement of the object, uniform motion, non-uniform motion. That interpretation can be done. The steeper the slope of the graph, the more is the speed of the object. So by looking at the graph, you can easily make out whether what is the speed and what type of speed, uniform or non-uniform speed. For example, in the graph shown below, object A has a steeper slope. This means that object A is moving at a higher speed than object B. So now with the help of the distance time graph, you can observe the distance time graph and you can make some interpretation. Please do write all this and we will see this graph, how we will interpret that graph by looking at the slope of the graph. Here you can see this object A having a steeper slope. That's why you can interpret it is having a more speed than the object B, which have a lesser slope. So the one straight line you can say A will showing it will show a more steeper slope. That's why it is moving at a higher speed. And the straight line shows both the object are showing uniform motion. So I hope it is very clear, and I hope you have written down this. The steeper the slope of the graph, the more is the speed of the object. That means the graph given below, A has a steeper slope, that's why it is showing more speed than the object B. Draw this diagram in your notebook, children, after writing those points which I have shared just now. So distance time graph of the two objects, and please draw this with the help of a ruler and a pencil. Just a simple diagram for you to interpret the given graph. How can you can interpret the table? The way similarly you the information in the tabulated form you can interpret. Similarly, you can interpret this kind of graph. So here you can have some more interpretation. Please do not draw this, but try to understand. Once you understood, the steeper the slope, the more the speed of the object. And how are you going to interpret all this now? You have different kind ways of drawing lines. So here you in the distance time graph, here you see different types of lines. What do they show? How do you interpret this? So a straight line, here you can see the green line, it shows fast steady speed, whereas the red line where you can see steady speed, you can see the steady speed. Once it is moving, you can see the red line, and then it is following, it is parallel to the time, you can see. Then it moves in a stationary motion, then it moves down. You see, follow the path of the red line, that means it is returning to start. So follow the red line. First it shows steady speed, then stationary, and then returning to start. What about the blue line? That means the motion of the object getting faster. So this is how the lines on the graph, on the distance time graph, can be interpreted. You can interpret the motion, or you can interpret the speed of an object. This is how you will interpret, children. Just have a look, and I hope this is very clear with you all. So steeper the slope, more the speed of the object. Other types of graph, as you all know, you have different sorts of graph, and you actually interpret data from those graphs. That's why graph is drawn for you to have a simpler way of putting up the information or putting up the data. So data in the tabulated form will not be that informational as you have graphs. The graph will give you a clear idea, a clear picture of the data. That's why your data can be shown with the help of the graph, and it is very convenient way of showing the data and reading out the data very easily. So we generally see while reading newspapers, magazines, etc., that the present information is represented in various forms of graphs in order to make it interesting. These graphs generally bar graphs and pie charts as shown in the figure. So let us see some bar graphs and pie charts, children. Since we are learning about graph, you need to have some knowledge about the graph. You all know what graph means. Let us see some different types of graph. Just have a look. First of all, a diagram which shows information as thin rectangles known as bars of different heights is known as bar graph. Please take down the definition of a bar graph. So it is a thin rectangles which is shown on the graph paper, and it is showing different heights. These are actually bar graph, and this graph, the position and the heights of the bars, it represent the values of the variable quantity about which information is been given. So whatever information you want to put in the graph paper, you show with different heights, and you take a proper scale so that a proper standard scale so that your depiction of your information is correct, and then interpretation of the graph also should be correct. So you take a proper scale on the x and y axis, and then you draw bars, then you draw rectangles of different heights, and that gives you lots of information. Instead of putting the data in the tabulated form, it is better to show with the help of a graph. Please do write all this. What a bar graph definition is important. So you take variable quantities, time, distance, then you can plot your score on against x and y axis. You can plot score on different subjects. You can take on a x axis and a score on your on the y axis. Then the production of companies in different years, all that you can do. We will have different sorts of graph here. Let us see, children. So here your bar graph showing in the run scored in 6 overs of a cricket match. So very simple way of depicting this. You can interpret very easily in the first over, then how many runs, second over, third over, fourth over. So you can easily, instead of putting in the tabulated form here, you can easily find out fourth over how many runs you can easily find. So this is how the graph can be drawn and easily interpreted. Just have a look at this graph. Similarly, you can have a favorite color graph where children you can plot 2, 4, 6, 8 like that number of children, red, blue, green, yellow, pink, and you can plot bar graph like this, and you can easily make out how many children like red, how many children like green, pink, and all that. Very simple. I hope it's very clear with you all. Then this graph, so many type of information you can put on a bar graph. Here you have types of school supplies and number of supplies. Here you have pencil, scale, pen, sharpener, eraser, and the number of supplies on the y-axis. So you can see the number of supplies of pencil. It shows clearly it is 8. That is number of supplies to the school. Scale, number of supplies 3. Pen, number of supplies 2. Like that. So that many times the supply is given to the school of these different requirements of stationery. So school supplies, you can see this also very well depicted with the help of the graph. Just have a look. One more graph here. Your favorite fruit, name of the fruit on the x-axis and number of students on the y-axis. This is also a bar graph where you are just having a joint bar graph where the graphs will not show any gap. So apple, pear, banana, mango, peach, grape, cherry, and you can have a record of this. You just ask one question, you can easily get it from the bar graph. So now number of students on the y-axis, how many children or how many students like banana. So here you have 7. You can see at the bar graph and you can easily find, and you can easily feel the record here. So very simple and very interesting bar graphs. You just need to have some knowledge about the bar graph as you have done distance time graph, children. Again, companies, 10 companies who are sprinting ahead in terms of revenue. So how much revenue they are generating in a given year, that is 2019. This is also can be depicted with the help of the graph. So how useful a bar graph is, you can easily understand from here. Now pie chart. This is also a very good way of depicting information. Instead of putting in a tabulated form, pie chart for a smaller amount of the information you can easily depict beautifully. You can depict with the help of a pie chart. So what is a pie chart? A kind of graph or diagram which shows the percentage composition of something in the form of slices of the circle. The whole circle representing 100% is known as pie chart. So in a pie chart, the arc length of each slice and consecutively its central angle and area is proportional to the quantity it represents. So each slice of if you imagine a slice of a pizza, so each slice of a pizza, when you take the arc length of each slice is actually it will have a central angle and its area. So that is proportional to the quantity it represents. Just imagine a slice of a pizza. So each slice of the pizza will depict one quantity of the information, or a given information is represented by each slice of the pie chart. That means each slice of the pizza, you can say. So that is pie chart. Let us have a look at the pie chart. Here you can have so many types of information which can be depicted with the help of pie chart. One over here, you draw this pie chart in your notebook, children. With the help of a rounder and a pencil, please draw a proper circle, and just with a rough idea, you just divide this circle into that many parts. For toilet, 26.7%, that is how much water do we use. And leaks, 13.7%, others 5.3%, clothes washer takes 21.7%, faucet takes 15.7%, and shower 16.8%. So just roughly you will take the idea from this image, and you can do the coloring also. You can use pencil color to color the pie chart, and please show this depiction of how much water do we use. So just for if you have 6 to 7 observation which can be easily and beautifully depicted with the help of a pie chart. Please draw this pie chart so that you will have some clear idea about the pie chart. This is another way of depicting data or information, but you should have lesser amount of information, not too many. You can have this kind methods of traveling to school. You can show with the help of a pie chart like this, by walking, with the help of car, bus, cycle, train, taxi. So this again you can divide the circle, and you can easily make out from here with a bigger section, that is car, you can see. So more the methods of traveling to school, the most used is the car. You can compare also. Then you can see walking 8, then you can see cycle 5. So you can get so many information with the help of the pie chart. Here you can make out which one will mostly use, which one walking or car or bus. You can easily make out. Please do not draw this, just have a look. You can have more. You can have more on expenditures on food, drink, others, housing, then saving, medical, all that requirements you have for your monthly budget, and then you divide your salary or the saving money which you have, and accordingly you can make a pie chart like this. So which part of your salary is mostly used or mostly being expend, most expense, where you expense more in the housing or in food or in saving or in medical, all that you can easily make out with the help of this pie chart. I hope this is very clear, children. So just have a look on different types of pie chart here. Again, which country foods do you like can be depicted with the help of a pie chart like this: Japanese, Chinese, Italian, French, others. So the section, by looking at the section, the part of the section of a circle, you can easily make out which food do you like the most. Japanese, which is showing the maximum 33.33%. So we can easily make out which one you like the least, or which one you don't like. All that you can easily make out from this kind of pie chart, and you require lesser amount of information. You don't need too many observations here. So this is the class survey done. You can depict by pie chart. So pie charts are generally used to show percentage or proportional data, and usually the percentage represented by each category is provided next to the corresponding slice of pie. Pie charts are good for displaying data for around 6 categories of fever. As I told you, you cannot have too many observation or categories, because then it becomes very clumsy to show on a pie chart. For 6 or 7 categories or data you can show easily with the help of pie charts. I hope the concept of pie chart is clear, and you just have to draw one pie chart in your notebook, the first one which I showed you, to get a better understanding of how information can be depicted with the help of pie chart. So here we come to an end of the session, children. I hope the concepts are clear with you, and I hope you will have taken down all the important points and the diagram. Thank you, children, and have a wonderful day.